Hello guys. Today's video is dedicated to all the supporters of the theory that other forms of life exist in the universe. In truth, it's quite unlikely that Earth is the only planet that has been able to generate life. There's no doubt that there's still no overwhelming evidence about the existence of extraterrestrials. But many scholars, even prestigious ones, have stated on several occasions that the likelihood of this fact being a reality is very high. Despite this, there are people who have gone further than just a simple theory, and according to them, they have been able to identify 7 different alien races that have visited Earth on certain occasions. The knowledge and description of these extraterrestrial civilizations come from various testimonies of people who claim to have come into contact with these beings, but also from the numerous legends that have become the source of movies or television series. This means that the intention of this video is primarily to illustrate a topic that has represented and still represents a source of debate today. That is not to really assert the existence of these aliens. For now, I will remain neutral and limit myself to listing the different races and illustrating their characteristics as they have been described by the alleged experts on the subject. Only at the end will I tell you, as always, my opinion. So here are 7 races of extraterrestrials that would visit Earth. Rettilian. Exactly as their name suggests, they are anthropomorphic reptiles whose civilization expanded from the Alpha Draconis system. For this reason, they are also referred to as Draconians. They are on average 4 meters tall and are characterized by being excellent warriors. They organize themselves in a highly hierarchical and competitive political military system. They possess enormous psychic power and feed on negative energies, such as fear and hatred. This characteristic of theirs does not earn them a positive reputation. On the contrary, they are generally considered enemies of human beings. Currently, it is said that they secretly control our world, hiding their true nature under human guise and blending in among the representatives of our planet's governments. They are perhaps the most well-known race and also the one that has inspired the most films and a famous 1980s television series, V Visitors. The Greys are very thin beings with large heads and black eyes. They come from the Orion constellation in the Zeta Reticuli star system, which is why they are also known as Reticulians. It is claimed that the authentic Greys are very few, in the sense that most of them are clones. This is why it is said they have no soul or feelings, as if they were robots. Exactly, it is said they are the perpetrators of most of the abductions here on Earth, and popular belief also sees them as promoters of a secret negotiation with the United States government in the 50s. In this negotiation, the Greys would have offered the United States technology in exchange for genetic experimentation on humans, an experimentation that would allow them to avoid their extinction as a race. They are beings with human-like appearances, but much more evolved than us, capable of vibrating in love and harmony, the most powerful of energy vibrations. They are very tall, have blue eyes and blonde hair. Thanks to these characteristics, they are also defined as Nordic aliens. It is said that in ancient times they were considered angels. To protect themselves from the Rettilians, they formed what is called the Galactic Federation with other alien races, an organization that would make major decisions within the Milky Way. Their biggest concern would be to help humans evolve spiritually. Nibirians or Annunaki. The name Annunaki would have been given to them by the Sumerians, who called the gods who came from the planet Nibiru in this way, which would approach the solar system every 3,600 years. Literally, the name means those who descended from the sky to Earth. According to the Sumerian tablets translated by the archaeologist Sitchin, this race would have mixed its gene with that of the hominids, thus giving rise to the terrestrial human race. All of this would have happened at least 200,000 years ago. Given the huge difference in technology and knowledge compared to the first Homo sapiens, the latter considered the Nibirians as Lyrani gods. The Lyrani were the first humans of our galaxy. In their original constellation Lyra, they founded a powerful progressive civilization, understanding and respectful towards the surrounding environment. However, due to the invasion of their space zone by the Rettilians, they were forced to fight against them in order to survive. After their escape, they founded colonies in other star systems. The Pleiadians would be just some of their descendants. Their origin is not entirely clear, but it seems they come from an ancient civilization called Patal, which would have created the material universe. Today, the Lyrans would no longer live in the physical world, but would have ascended to another level of existence, perhaps a parallel world. Vegans, although their name is identical to those who only consume vegetables, they are called this because they come from the star Vega in the constellation of Lyra. It is said that they descend from the first Lyrans, but that their scientific development was superior to that of their ancestors. They have dark skin that resembles that of the Aborigines. After the war with the Rettilians, they dedicated themselves to recovering the archives of human history lost due to the conflict. It is said that on Earth they have made contact with various people to help them spiritually evolve. Arcturians, and lastly we find the Arcturians. According to the famous American pseudoscientist Edgar Cayce, they are the inhabitants of the blue planet orbiting the giant red star Arcturus. According to Cayce, it is one of the most advanced cities in this galaxy. They have the ability to move objects with their mind and are endowed with telepathic power. Since life began on Earth, they have established our planet and the moon as their main bases, so they would also be able to camouflage themselves and blend in with the human race. Their biggest concern has always been to educate humans, leading them to what is called the fourth and fifth dimension. Contact with humans would be commonplace for this alien race, and they would even be able to speak with some people in their dreams. As I was saying, these would be the alien races that visited or are still visiting our planet. At this point, I imagine you're curious to know what I think. I've always been a strong supporter of the theory that there are other forms of life in the universe. To think that our planet was the only one to generate life seems to me quite presumptuous and reductive. However, I have no idea what kind of life forms may exist outside of our galaxy, and the description of these alien races seems quite imaginative to me. However, I know that there are many people who staunchly defend the idea that these aliens exist, that they are not just a popular belief. Be that as it may, the description of these beings and their history seems very fascinating to me, and that's why I decided to dedicate this video to them today. But what do you think? Do you believe these alien races really exist? They're just legends. Let me know your opinion in a comment. Before I finish, I want to thank everyone who contacts me daily on Facebook and Instagram to share their experiences and suggest new topics for my videos. If you want to do it too, follow me on my social networks. I'm waiting for you.